Okay, what's going on, everybody? My name is Mangg. And today we are playing Final Fantasy VII, the most famous of the Final Fantasies. I don't know if that's really a debatable statement. Maybe it is. I think it's the Final Fantasy with the most sort of spin-off media related to it. We ended up getting a feature-length film out of it. At least, gosh, 2 or 3 spin-off games. Let's see here. Surely we can find a list of related media. So you got Before Crisis, Dirge of Cerberus, Crisis Core. You got Advent Children, which was the film, and then Last Order. I never seen that. I'd kind of like to watch it. I mean, that's enough right there. That's quite a bit. Final Fantasy 13 gave it a bit of a run for its money, but Final Fantasy 7. Oh, also the remake that's on the way, the huge, from the ground up remake. That's a big deal as well. It's not just like an HD re-release or anything. It's pretty big deal. Really, Final Fantasy VII is there an opening cinematic that I can be watching? Okay, good. I can talk over this. Sorry. Final Fantasy VII is notable for 2 reasons. One is it's the first game in the series to go 3D, so 3-dimensional, which adds really a big dynamic to the entire game. And also they have FMVs, they have actual cinematics in the game, which was a big deal. Keep in mind, if I'm following the Final Fantasy series, as the games come out, the last one I played was Final Fantasy VI. And you remember cutscenes in that game where it's just, it's just like normal, but you can't control it and you're just reading dialogue. And then suddenly we open with this. Now, I think this is the PC re-release, so it does look better than I originally did. But I recall when Final Fantasy VII came out. And yeah, it was pretty nuts. It was very nuts. So the graphical update, the 3-dimensional change was a big deal. And really, this game was the flagship title for the PlayStation. Like, there wasn't anything else that was even close to this in 1997. I mean, it had an $80 million budget for a video game in 1997. This was just an insane development. And, it delivered. Like, this really set a new bar. That's why I said, aside from Final Fantasy IV, 7 is probably the most important game in the entire series. I mean, aside from, I guess, the first one. And so, yeah, it's really notable for the 3D thing and all that, and then it's notable for being the game that really put Final Fantasy and JRPGs really into the mainstream, as far as mainstream gaming. Because this was, I mean, the PlayStation was a big deal, and this game was the flagship game for it, as far as I'm aware. Maybe I'm forgetting something, but I know I owned this and, like, nothing else for a PlayStation when I was young. And so that was just the thing to talk about, like, oh, have you played Final Fantasy VII? And so, you know, for me and my brother, we were already huge Final Fantasy fans, you know, for all the Super Nintendo ones. So 7 was really just the next step up, but for the world of gaming, it was a far bigger deal than that. Final Fantasy VII is credited as the game that sold the PlayStation. Yeah. It was a big deal, and it's still a big deal. You know, how many people are clamoring for a remake. And you know, I prefer 6 to 7, of course. I think 7, especially, you know, with the benefit of the 3D animation and all that, they were really allowed to go. It became much more Japanese, I suppose, compared to the older games, which I feel were just sort of like somewhat generic fantasy, but with airships and stuff like that. Suddenly, you know, with 7 onward, the Japanese influence seems a lot heavier, especially with character design and things like that. And you know, the character design of the other older games is pretty much the same. It's just you never could really tell because of the 2D sprites. But now with Sephiroth and Cloud and Valentine, whatever the hell that guy's name is, and Kate Sith, yeah, it gets pretty Japanese. We'll get started soon, don't worry. So I only very recently played through this game to completion for the first time with the PC re-release. Sorry. I don't know. I don't think it ever tells you when you purchased a game. I want to say this was 2 years ago, maybe? Something like that. It wasn't that long ago that I finally beat this game. When I was younger, I just could never get through it. I think I got to a certain point and it just became difficult for me. I'm not sure why. I was familiar with Final Fantasies. For whatever reason, it took me a long time to beat it. And so when I finally beat it, I had to admit, yeah, it's a good game. You know, as much as I talked about Final Fantasy IV and how much my brother loved that game, that was nothing compared to his love for Final Fantasy VII. Like, I think this might be his favorite game of all time, if I were to ask him. And so, yeah, he just really, really loved it, and so he always hogged the PlayStation, so he was playing it all the time, and so I just became really attached with 6, and I just, you know, still loved 6, and I was all about 6. And so, yeah, 7 never really caught on with me for a long time, but now that I have played it through and beaten it, I can appreciate it, and so I'm looking forward to playing through it again. As I mentioned at the end of the 6 playthrough, the basic formula of the game is not that different from 6. You have a core cast of characters, a nice roster of them. They all have their own specialty, their own special moves, things like that. And they become all very memorable and important to the overall story because of who they are as characters. So yeah, the job system is long gone at this point. We would really only get that back with Final Fantasy Tactics and I guess the MMOs, but that's a whole different thing. But enough talk. Let us begin playing. It seems I can't click away from the window without it muting and pausing. That's kind of annoying. But we have our opening cinematic where we see a a girl who is holding a basket of flowers, and we see the city that she's in is very, very technological. They're definitely, now with 6 past, they're going real technological with stuff. And so now we're here. We have some spiky-haired blonde guy and a big black dude. I believe that's the first black character in the series. Boy, I can't think of anything. I mean, Shadow's sprite in 6 kind of looks like he's black, but he's not. So, I guess so. And I don't know what voice I'm going to do for that. And so we just got off a train, we kicked some dudes' asses in uniforms, and away we go. Boy. I don't want to do some just stereotypical black guy actor voice. That's no good. God. This will probably change, so just bear with me. Come on, newcomer, follow me. Okay, and so we have control. And we have 3D control. We can move in 3 dimensions. Or at least, you know, more than cardinal directions. And we get into our first combat. And all we are known as is an ex-soldier. In all capital letters. And we have a giant sword. And they have guns. You'd think this would not work out well. And yet, we're fast enough to slash them up. And so, you know, it's very familiar. You get XP, turn-based combat, you get potions. Nothing new here. Uh-huh. Wow, you used to be in Soldier, huh? Not every day you find one in a group like Avalanche. There's Biggs. Soldier. Aren't they the enemy? What's he doing with us in Avalanche? He was in Soldier, Jesse. But he quit and is with us now. I didn't catch your name. My name is Cloud. Cloud. Cloud, eh? I don't care what your names are. Once this job's over, I'm out of here. The hell you all doing? Thought I told you never to move in a group. Our target's the North Mako reactor. We'll meet on the bridge in front of it. Ex-soldier, huh? I don't trust you. And this is Barrett. I mean, the way they write the dialogue, I can't do like a, the hell are you all doing? You know, I just, so, I'll roll with it. So Barrett, great character. Best character, perhaps. Yeah, okay, thank you. I know how to run. And look at that. That's just great. That's great. This very, like, smooth transition from the gameplay perspective, boom, straight into a cinematic like that. Very cool. They'll do that a few more times. As far as the actual combat and leveling is concerned, I'd really put it on par with 6. Which is to say, in the realm of JRPGs, it's very solid, but it's nothing, like, stupendous, you know? there isn't... There's options, yes, but nothing like... It's nothing like 5 or even like 10. So yeah, our character starts here with 311 HP, and we clearly outmatch our opponents as we are seemingly breaking into this facility. And we are told that we were formerly a member of Soldier, which is in all capitals, so it must be some sort of group or organization. But now we're part of Avalanche, which sort of has nebulous purposes right now. Yo, this your first time in a reactor? No. After all, I did work for Shinra, you know. Planet's full of Mako energy. People here use it every day. It's the lifeblood of this planet. But Shinra keeps sucking the blood out with these weird machines. Not here for a lecture. Let's just do it. Alright, you come with me from now on. And so he absorbed him. Code deciphered. And there we have our first mention of Shinra, which, according to Barrett, is draining the planet of its lifeblood. So we're led to believe Shinra is evil and Avalanche is doing good by opposing them. It's really, you know, push that button over there. It's really Avalanche's methods that are gonna cause some issues. Little by little, reactors will drain out all the life. Then that'll be that. It's not my problem. Planet's dying, Cloud. The only thing I care about is finishing this job before security and the robo-guards come. And Cloud, of course, comes off as very apathetic, very angsty, edgy, you might say. And Barrett comes off as a guy having a gun attached to his arm, like Mega Man. The continued tradition of having fantastic music does not stop with Final Fantasy VII. There's some really great pieces in here. And of course, you know, it's one of the most remixed soundtracks of all time. Crazy to be already on Final Fantasy VII, though, since I started this series 15 days ago. So these are our save points in the game, much as you'd expect. Why does that button do it? Can I change that? Oh my god, these buttons are reversed. Actually, I guess that might be normal. No, not keyboard. Who's talking keyboards? I thought it was controller. Shit. Okay, apparently I can't customize it. Why give me the option between normal and customize? I don't know. We can crank up battle speed a little bit, battle message a little bit, field message a little bit. Sure. Oh, I was gonna save, even though there's very little chance we'll die here. There we go. Smoke shot. So of course you see HP, MP, the ATB gauge, but also now you have limit. And I'll be explaining that during the boss battle. Okay, we got plenty of potions. Oh my gosh. Back attack. They ambushed the ex-soldier? I should probably put Barrett in the back row since he is using a ranged weapon. That's just smart. Received restore materia. And so we can we equip that right away? Actually, probably not. You don't unlock that until a little bit later. So it's useless right now. When we blow this place, it ain't gonna be nothing more than a hunk of junk. Cloud, you set the bomb. Shouldn't you do it? Just do it! I gotta watch to make sure you don't pull nothing. Fine, I'll do it. Watch out! This isn't just a reactor. What's wrong? Huh? What's wrong, Cloud? Hurry it up! Yeah, sorry. Oh, shit! Heads up, here it comes. And so we have our first boss battle with the guard scorpion. So, it is weak to bolt or lightning, whatever you want to call it. So we're going to be doing that. And there you see Barrett limit break, and now his limit bar is flashing, and his ATB gauge filled up much faster. And so now his attack is replaced with limit, so you can't even attack normally. And you see limit level 1 and big shot. So he's going to have to use big shot, otherwise, you know, he can't do any damage. And it's a big shot. And that is what's called a limit break. They're great. They're going to end up being a pretty valuable source of damage throughout the game. They take time to build up, but technically, limits were sort of introduced in Final Fantasy VI, but they were called desperation attacks. You did not see a single one during my playthrough because I didn't ever get into that point. But in Final Fantasy VI, when your character is very low on health, and they do the attack command, there is a small chance that they will instead do their desperation attack, which is unique to each character. So it's really cool to, you can probably look up a video. And it usually will kill anything that it hits, because it's pretty rare. You have to be on low health, and then there's a small chance. And so I guess they extended that concept to this game, where it's like, okay, those are really cool, but we should have those come up more often, and maybe under the player's control. But I guess they like the idea of each character having their own unique sort of special, once in a while uber attacks. And I agree, limit breaks are cool. Come on, let's get out of here. 10 minutes to detonation. And so here you have your first timer. Whoa, that goes very quick. Uh, 10 minutes is more than enough time to accomplish what we need. Just do that. So I am playing the PC re-release. And really I'm playing it because it has some, I guess, kind of cheat codes, if that's how you want to think about it. It basically has a fast forward option. It basically just makes grinding easier and faster. And I usually like those options. There's also some like actual cheats, but I didn't use any of those when I beat the game the first time, and I'm not going to use any this time. But they're there if you really hate JRPGs, but you want to play them anyways. And I'm playing with a wired Xbox 360 controller, which is not perhaps ideal. I mean, I guess I could try switching to a PS4 controller to be a bit more authentic, but it doesn't really matter. Alright, 8 minutes or so to go, and we'll run over here. You alright? My leg got stuck. Thanks. Otherwise, she dies. Actually, I don't know if she dies. Does she run out on her own? There's a reason you want to do that, I thought. Hold on. I'm running all over the place. We have plenty of time, it's just... I do have the walkthrough up, of course. We've gone over this plenty of times. And I'm probably going to need it for this playthrough. I'm not that familiar with the game. I'm familiar with this opening. I've done this plenty of times. Back when I was a young lad. Like, oh, I should really try to get into Final Fantasy VII. Okay, let's do the reactor. Oh, shit. I lost interest. Let's do the reactor. Oh, you'll be unable to leave the reactor if you don't free her. That's interesting. Yeah. I really don't remember a point in which I didn't free her. I've always done it. So... let's go. Open that door. Why do you need my permission to open the door? We're trying to get out of here. So an important change for this game, and they would sort of flip in and out of experimenting with this. By default, you cannot multi-target enemies with magic or ally. You cannot multi-target with magic by default. And so, if I could, I would be using multi-target bolt to do this quicker, but we cannot. You have to have a specific setup. in order to attack multiple targets or heal multiple targets or whatever with magic. And so we'll go over that a little bit later when we start talking about materia. But for now, another cutscene. Even that little cutscene, I'm telling you, it was like fucking mind-blowing. Again, I'm trying to put yourselves in the shoes of a kid in 1997 who had just been playing Final Fantasy VI and then went to that and seen like actual explosions on your screen like it's a movie. Crazy. Crazy. It's a video game, but it's a movie. That should keep the planet going, at least a little longer. Yeah. Okay, now everyone get back. More explosions, and then boom, you see that smooth transition? You see that from cinematic to gameplay? Alright, now let's get out of here. Rendezvous at Sector 8 station. Split up and get on the train. Hey! It's about your money. Wait till we get back. Oh, and those sweeping camera shots. Excellent. Excuse me. What happened? Nothing. Hey. Don't see many flowers around here. Oh, these? Do you like them? They're only 1 gil. Buy one. Basically, this has very little significance. Minor difference in a cutscene later. But if you don't buy one from this girl, you're just a shitmouth. Oh, thank you. Here you are. I've heard an explanation that the flower girl concept is really like a euphemism for a prostitute, but you know, they couldn't just put a prostitute in the game, so they made it a flower girl instead, or something like that, I guess. I've heard that once. And then we got these sort of different camera angles that they can do now because it's a 3-dimensional space. Hey, you there! Shinra soldiers. Later. Halt! Oh my god, dodging bullets. Later. Later. I don't have time to mess around with you guys. Enough babbling. Grab them! And boom, another cutscene. It's crazy. Jumping on trains. Look at this shit. Cloud never came. Cloud. Think he was killed? No way. Cloud. Say, do you think Cloud's gonna stay on and fight for Avalanche? How the hell would I know? Do I look like a mind reader? If y'all weren't such screw-ups. Hey, Barrett, what about our money? Nothing, sorry. Cloud! Looks like I'm a little late. Damn right you're late. Come waltzing in here making a big scene. It's no big scene. Just what I always do. Shit! Having everyone worried like that. You don't give a damn about no one but yourself. You were worried about me? What? That's coming out of your share, hotshot. Wake up. We're moving out. Follow me. Hey, Cloud, you were great back there. Hey, Cloud, we'll do even better next time. Careful, I'll shut this. Oh, Cloud, your face is pitch black. There you go. Yeah, so some of the characters' mouths just sort of stay open as some gaping black hole, but try not to notice it. Say, thanks for helping me back there at the reactor. Last train out of Sector 8 station. Last stop is Sector 7 train graveyard. Expected time of arrival is 12:23 a.m. Midgar Standard Time. Train graveyard. That's actually what they call it. This is why I hate the last train. Oh boy. Stop acting like a damn kid. Sit down and shut up. This train hasn't switched to security mode yet. I'm sure that will change by tomorrow. Someday, Avalanche is going to be famous. And me too. Hey, Cloud, you want to look at this with me? It's a map of the Midgar rail system. Let's look at it together. I'll explain it to you. I like this kind of stuff. Bombs and monitors. You know, flashy stuff. Okay, it's about to start. This is a complete model of the city of Midgar. It's about a 1/10,000 scale. The top plate is about 50 meters above ground. A main pillar supports the plate in the center, and there are other support pillars built in each section. Psst. The number 1 reactor we blew up was in the northern section. Then there's number 2, number 3, all the way up to the number 8 reactor. The 8 reactors provide Midgar with electricity. Each town used to have a name, but no one in Midgar remembers them. Instead of names, we refer to them by numbered sectors. That's how things turned out. Whew, look what's next. Look! This is the route that this train is on. The route spirals around the main pillar. We should be coming around the center right now. Each checkpoint has an ID sensor device. Checks the identities and backgrounds of each passenger on the train and is linked up to the central data bank at Shinra headquarters. We definitely look suspicious, so we're using fake IDs. Speak of the devil. That light means that we're in the ID security check area. When the lights go off, you never know what kind of creeps will come out. We're almost back now. What a relief. So yeah, if you weren't quite paying attention to what she said, we blew up a reactor that provides electricity to 1/8 of the city. So, by definition, we are terrorists, I guess. Or freedom fighters, depending on how you look at it. It's a murky area for our start. Similar to Final Fantasy IV, where we were a dark knight. You know, basically terrorizing people. And in this game, you know, we're fighting against the evil, oppressive Shinra Corporation and the government and all that is oppressing the people, and we're trying to change things, but we're blowing up reactors that are providing electricity to everybody, you know, the poor people, whatever. That's what I said. Like, our methods are potentially questionable. Look, you can see the surface now. This city don't have no day nor night. If that plate weren't there, we could see the sky. Floating city. Pretty unsettling scenery. Huh? Never expect to hear that out of someone like you. You're just full of surprises. Upper world. City on a plate. It's because of that fucking pizza. The people underneath are suffering. And the city below is full of polluted air. On top of that, the reactor keeps draining up all the energy. Then why doesn't everyone move onto the plate? Don't know. Probably because they ain't got no money. Or maybe because they love their land, no matter how polluted it gets. I know. No one lives in the slums because they want to. It's like this train. Can't run anywhere except where its rails take it. And again, nice cutscene, but you know, the way that it comes off, Barrett does not seem to have some sort of greater plan for exactly how he's going to fix the situation for all these people living in these shitty slums. You know, we have a better picture of Midgar where the slums are all below, you know, in perpetual darkness pretty much, with electrical lighting. And then there's this giant plate over all the lower sections where the reactors are, the slums are, and then the wealthier class lives on the upper plate. And so, of course, he wants the plate gone, but that's not a simple task. And as you'll see, that has big repercussions later on. Yo, get over here, all y'all. Oh, that includes me. This mission was a success, but don't get lazy now. Hard part's still to come. Don't y'all be scared of that explosion. 'Cause the next one's gonna be bigger than that. Meet back at the hideout. Move out. Now you may be questioning, or you may not. I just say things. You know, we have Cloud here, who is apparently very proficient, clearly. He's doing flips into a train. He's got his giant sword that he's swinging, no problem. He's killing guards left and right. He's very capable. And he's apparently a former member of this soldier group. And now he's working as a mercenary. So who exactly, and how are they paying Cloud? Okay, go on ahead. Well, that answer will be revealed to you. Papa! Marlene, aren't you going to say anything to Cloud? Welcome home, Cloud. Looks like everything went well. Did you fight with Barrett? Not this time. You've grown up. When you were little, you used to get into fights at the drop of a hat. And so here we have Tifa, who knows Cloud apparently from when they were young. So that adds a pretty interesting dynamic. Even more interesting, as you'll find out in a second. Flowers? How nice. You almost never see them here in the slums. But a flower for me? Oh, Cloud, you shouldn't have. Give it to Wait, does it actually have a bearing on... I don't think it does. Can affect a cutscene later in the game. Okay. Thank you, Cloud. It smells wonderful. Maybe I should fill the store with flowers. Nothing like that first drink after a job. Why don't you have one too? Yeah, why not? Oh, that's more like it. Even if you were with Soldier, you're still a rookie here, so you'd better listen to whatever I tell you. Oh, Cloud. Tifa really knows how to cook. Anyway, let me tell you something. What? Tifa always lets me taste her cooking. And look at me now, I'm roly-poly. Don't know whether I should be happy or sad, but it's the good food and drinks that make this shop famous. Hey, Wedge, you're getting all excited. Stop making such a mess. Papa, welcome home. You alright, Baron? Great. Get in here, fools. We're starting the meeting. I can't talk to her again. Sit down. How about something to drink? Something hard. Just a minute, I'll make one for you. You know, I'm relieved you made it back safely. What's with you all of a sudden? That job wasn't even tough. I guess not. You weren't soldier. Make sure you get your pay from Barrett. Don't worry. Once I get that money, I'm out of here. Cloud, are you feeling alright? Yeah. Why? No reason. You just look a little tired, I guess. Yo, Cloud, there's something I want to ask you. Was there anyone from Soldier fighting us today? None. I'm positive. You sound pretty sure. If there was anyone from Soldier, you wouldn't be standing here now. Don't go thinking you so bad just because you was in Soldier. Yeah, you're strong. Probably all them guys in Soldier are. But don't forget that your skinny ass is working for Avalanche now. Don't get no ideas about hanging on to Shinra. Staying with Shinra? You asked me a question and I answered it, that's all. I'm going upstairs. I want to talk about my money. Wait, Cloud. Tifa, let him go. Looks like he still misses the Shinra. Shut up. I don't care about neither Shinra nor Soldier. Double negatives. But don't get me wrong. I don't care about Avalanche or the planet for that matter. He don't care about nothing. Yeah, he comes off as a little angsty. I won't argue that. Listen, Cloud, I'm asking you. Please join us. Sorry, Tifa. The planet is dying. Slowly but surely, it's dying. Someone has to do something. So let Barrett and his buddies do something about it. It's got nothing to do with me. So, you're really leaving? You're just gonna walk right out ignoring your childhood friend? What? How can you say that? You forgot the promise, too. Promise? So you did forget. Remember, Cloud? It was 7 years ago. Look, the well. Do you remember? Yeah, back then. I thought you would never come, and I was getting a little cold. Sorry I'm late. You said you wanted to talk to me about something. Come this spring. I'm leaving town for Midgar. All the boys are leaving town. But I'm different from them. Not just, actually, I shouldn't be doing the gruff voice. I used to have like a little, I'm just not just gonna find a job. No, it's probably pretty normal. I want to join Soldier. I'm gonna be the best there is, just like Sephiroth. Sephiroth. The great Sephiroth? Isn't it hard to join Soldier? I probably won't be able to come back to this town for a while. Huh? Yeah, you'll notice Tifa has a very disjointed legs. If you make it, will you be in the newspapers? I'll try. Hey, let's make a promise. If you get really famous and I'm ever in a bind, you'll come save me, alright? What? If I'm ever in trouble, my hero will come and rescue me. I want to experience that at least once. What? Cloud's not the quickest kid. Come on, promise me. Alright, I promise. You remember now, don't you? Our promise. I'm not a hero and I'm not famous, so I can't keep our promise. But you got your childhood dream, didn't you? You joined Soldier. So come on, you gotta keep your promise. Barrett just freaking climbs it up. Wait a sec, big time, Soldier. Promise is a promise. Here. Receive Barrett's stash, 1,500 gil. This is my pay? Don't make me laugh. What? Then you got the next mission lined up? I'll do it for 3,000. What? It's okay, it's okay. We're really hurting for help, right? That money's from Marlene's schooling. 2,000. Thanks, Cloud. Ha. Ha ha ha. Aha. Okay. So, yeah, Tifa and Barrett are not, like, a couple. It just really seems that way. Did the game, like, freeze? Oh, I clicked off of it. It pauses. My bad. Good morning, Cloud. Did you sleep well? Next to you, who wouldn't? Yeah. I don't know what you mean. I'm going this time. Our target's a Sector 5 reactor. Head for the station first. I'll fill you in on the train. Yo, Cloud. Before the next mission, I got something I want to ask you. I don't really know how to use materia. I'll give you that materia we found. Just teach me how to use it. You wouldn't understand. So this is what makes them guys and soldiers so great, huh? Okay, I'll ask Jesse again later. But you're in charge of the materia. Cloud, I got a message from the weapon shop man upstairs. He has something he wants to give you. Don't forget. Marlene, you watch the store while we're gone. Alright, good luck. Alright, we're running a little long here. Materia is pretty simple. Basically, depending on your weapon and your armor, yes, it's greatly simplified compared to the old system. You just have a weapon and an armor. And, most of the time, your weapons and armors will have little circles here. So you can see, like Barrett. No, materia for Barrett. His gun has got 2 circles here. Not only that, they're also linked, so you can see they're connected. And so right now all we have is Restore available here. But this is basically This sort of replaces the Esper system of teaching you abilities. So right now, this restore is just base level. This is very basic. It is right when you pick it up. You see their AP is 0. So when I equip this onto an item, like so, you'll notice it actually decreases his HP and increases his MP, because this is just standard magic. And so to make a really magic-oriented character, traditionally they have less HP and more MP, so you can see how that influences it. When I equip this, in combat right now, I could use Cure. I could use it on a single target, and that's what it would do. I mean, you can also see the equip effects, the +1 magic, -1 strength, so yeah. But as you do encounters, you'll get AP points, much like in 6. And those AP points will go towards all of your materia. And you see 2 next level, 2500 AP, so the materia will level up. And as it levels up, it's going to unlock more abilities, and I believe it also affects the equip effects, but yeah, I'm going to assume so. So as you continue to have Restore equipped, you don't have to use it, it just has to be equipped, and you have to do battles for it to gain levels, much like your character. And then you'll unlock Cure 2, and then Regen, and Cure 3, and then after that, or at any point, you can unequip it and give it to somebody else, and all the levels and abilities are packed into this materia. So if I pass this over to Tifa, you know, and it's leveled up a couple times, she'll get Cure, Cure 2, Regen, whatever, when she equips materia. So you can sort of level it up on different characters and whatever, and pass it around and swap in and out and things like that. So in a way, that's a much more flexible system than 6 was. And in addition, you know, materia, of course, you know, it has all the magics. That's all materia. It also has all the summons are also materia, but it also has sort of all these different abilities as well that can be materia. There are passive materia as well, and then there's things that modify materia, and that's where the linking comes in. And so if I had Restore equipped here, and I also had the All materia, that's what it's called All. And what that does is whenever you put that next to a materia, when they're linked, that allows you to cast it on all targets. So by itself, Restore would only target a single thing, but with the All thing attached to it, I could target all my characters at the same time. And so the All can be very useful, but a lot of the time you're gonna have to get used to not being able to multi-target stuff, and that's just the way it is. When we do get an All, it's probably going to go into Lightning, so we have Lightning All, because Lightning's powerful early on. And so, since Cloud has both Lightning and Ice right now, his strength is going down by 2, and his magic is going up by 2, which means he's weaker in physical combat, but when he does cast magic, you know, it's influenced by all the magic materia that he's currently has equipped. It's an interesting system. It's not my favorite of all the games, but it's certainly very solid, and there's some enjoyment to be had in swapping around materia and things like that. But I've talked long enough, so I think we're going to end here. There should be a save. I thought there was a save somewhere, but maybe not. I know there's one in the next area to my right, but oh well. I guess it doesn't. I'm not going anywhere. Anyways, so next time we'll do our second mission, our second job with Avalanche, and see how that goes. We're going to another reactor. I'm sure everything will be just fine. But my name is Mangg. The game you're watching has been Final Fantasy VII, and I'll see you fine folks in the next part.